What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new Fear Talk Radio. We are here today to talk about some brand new video games and movies in the horror genre. If you've never joined us before, that's what we do. We hop into new movies and video games in the horror genre. We also talk about books sometimes because we're smart. And we read creepypastas at the end of every episode. So thank you so much for joining us today. John, how we doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Speaking of books, for anybody who doesn't know, I usually don't read because I have a very hard time reading, and I am not diagnosed, but we think I'm dyslexic. And I'm actually reading my first book in since high school, I think.
Nice.
It's not anything like great. It's not anything grand. It's just the new Hunger Games book. It's a YA book. But you know what? I think this is going to be the start of me actually trying to get into books. So I'm actually really excited because you just said books, and I was like, oh, I'm reading a book.
I told Jonathan, I was like, yeah, I actually, just like time wise, I don't have time to really read books. I mean, if I set aside some time every day, I could, but it's easier for me if I'm going on a run to just pop in an audiobook and listen to it. So that's kind of what I do.
And that's kind of different because you're doing something productive while reading, but that's different.
But at the end of the day, it's much better for you to read because then it helps your brain and stuff. I like the stories.
I'm hoping it'll help with our next reading.
Oh yeah, you're in training.
I'm actually training my brain to read words. Think a little harder.
I've gotten up to a 4th grade reading level. It's taken immense practice.
I will say this book is considered YA, and it's the things that have happened in this book, I would not give to a fucking middle schooler to read.
That's what you were telling me. You were telling me that the Hunger Games books, which I didn't know were young adult books, but
very gruesome.
They have
books.
A lot of darker
adult themes, child slaughter, fucking capitalism.
Dude, if you're talking about the first book in particular, I remember reading that and how I don't know if they really touch on this as much in the movie, but this is it kind of ties in with horror. Literally whenever they send the dogs out at the end of the first book, the dogs are basically reincarnated versions with all the body parts of the dead.
Yes.
Tributes.
They don't talk about it in the movie. They're just regular dogs. They're as they call them, mutts, short for mutations. But in the actual book, Katniss describes, that dog has the eyes of Rue and the face structures of people she's known, Rue, Thresh, Kato, all those kind of, well, not Kato. Kato's still alive at this point, but I don't want to get called out anywhere. You fucking idiot.
It's so dark. That's
It is.
I remember reading that as a younger kid, and I was like, oh, this feels weird.
Well, and the book I'm reading is about Hamish's story, which people have been begging for. People have been begging for a Hamish story, and it's happened. It's happening. And I'm still reading it, so I'm still trying to and I didn't read. I don't. Apparently, in Catching Fire, they do talk about his story, but I don't remember what his game is actually about, because apparently my fiance is reading Catching Fire right now, and apparently she already knows what happens in Hamish's game because they talk about it, and I'm I will say the one thing that is this is the only thing I'm gonna say about it. But this is not a spoiler because they say it right at the beginning. Instead of the usual one kid, one boy, one girl from each district, they are now taking 48 children, where they are now having 2 girls and 2 boys in the games. And I'm that's fucked up.
So it's just a bigger bloodbath.
Just a bigger bloodbath. Just all this crazy nonsense is going to happen. And there's a lot of leading to the games. I haven't gotten there yet. I don't even know what the game's going to look like. But so far, it's a really good book. If you haven't read it and love the Hunger Games, really recommend it.
I know. I actually really like the Hunger Games too. I remember whenever all of that was coming out, I was getting really burnt out on the dystopian like genre. I was just kind of getting tired of it, as a lot of people were.
But Hunger Games is how battle royales were made.
That would make sense. Wait, was Minecraft Battle Royale around before that? No, because they used to call it
Minecraft servers had Hunger Games.
It was called Hunger Games.
Yeah, it was called Hunger Games, yeah. So
yeah, now I'm remembering this. Oh my gosh.
So that was like the first like battle royale, and then like PUBG, and then like Fortnite, Apex, so on and so forth.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. What's the author's name?
Susan Collins.
Susan Collins. Well, Susan Collins.
Or Suzanne, something like that. I can't remember.
She should be getting some checks from Fortnite.
Oh, yeah. money.
Yeah. Cool. Well, everything's been good on my end. We actually just moved to Ohio from Pennsylvania. So I'm living in a house now, which is a big development on my end. Living in a house is so nice. I was living... For those of you who don't know, I was living in a really crappy apartment before this, where we were filming everything from there, and now we're actually in a bigger house.
It was like your setup was like in the living room or something like that, right?
It was in the living room, and we didn't have any AC, so it was like consistently 85 to 95 degrees in there, and I would, whenever we were recording, I'd have to cut off the AC a lot of the times, or I'd have to just deal with it and try to fix the audio. So this is way better because this room has foam paneling all around the backside.
Your setup looks like how mine did when I first moved in, where there's just nothing on the walls.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have to fix everything behind me, but like as for like the room itself, and I feel like I can actually speak out now. I can actually like be loud because
you don't have to worry about. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm in an apartment and I yell and scream all the time. Never gotten a noise complaint. So I mean,
you also have we
have very thick walls.
Yeah, you're in a good apartment. I feel like
not like my last place. I feel like my last place, a lot of people would have definitely said something about my loudness and everything. But no. Anyways, let's not get too distracted. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Okay, so first we're hopping into some video games today. And Jonathan, I am so excited to talk about this new Silent Hill game titled Silent Hill F.
Yes.
This is super exciting for me because I'll be honest with you, I never was truly into Silent Hill as a kid, but then PT came out. And I remember that being like a huge part of your childhood and my childhood in the horror realm, like of gaming.
Oh, yeah.
It was so much fun. And I mean, a little sneak peek behind like the Fear Talk radio curtain is we're currently in the works with a video essay on PT. So that's going to be coming.
Ooh, I wonder who's making that.
I'm not doing the script for that one. So that's the all Jonathan one.
that might be an all me video. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Or it's on Jonathan's channel. We haven't fully decided, but it's in the works behind the scenes with one of the hosts. So this new Silent Hill F game is coming out, and it's a new Silent Hill game that follows a high school student in a town in Japan. Konami, who makes these games, felt like the series had been overly westernized, and so they were looking to switch it up with this one. What's cool is that you're seeing Silent Hill in a new setting, which we haven't really gotten before. It's always been in Maine and has had a specific like vibe to it. It looks like this is a complete vibe shift in general, and it's set to release September 25th, 2025. So the whole premise of this game, from what the developers are saying, is that it's set around finding the terror and beauty. So, which I think is kind of an interesting like way to describe like horror. They actually hired Japanese story writers to make the game culturally kind of like resemble Japanese horror and the elements that presents. While they have this shift in the horror genre, the team is still trying to keep the main vibes and concepts from the other games, which is basically the main character struggling with their internal battles, and then that's being like personified on the creatures around them. So here's the thing. In Silent Hill F, the main story takes place in, I'm going to butcher this name, Ibusogoka. It's a fictional location in Japan. It's actually inspired from Jero City in Japan, which is a real place. And one of the districts in that, called Kanayama, has footpaths all over the city. And this setting is actually trying to 100% like replicate that and have footpaths all around the city. And what's really unique about it is that in this real city, Jarrow City, there's all these shortcuts that the locals know how to get from point A to point B. And what's really cool is the more you learn this new location in this Silent Hill game, you're kind of going to learn like shortcuts and follow these footpaths. And so it's kind of cool because you're getting a sneak peek into like that side of the world. So
I think sorry, I was just gonna say I think it's fucking hilarious that you like, because like I don't know how old the girl is, but like she kind of looks like a little schoolgirl, and it's just like just imagine like a little schoolgirl just fighting all these big ass zombies as like the trailer shows. It's, I don't know, I'm like, not that is like ridiculous, but like it just it's, I think it's just funny.
one of the cool things about the monsters in Silent Hill F is that they're actually, if okay, I'm actually going to ask you, do you see anything? Have you looked at the trailer?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
Okay, do the monsters stand out in any specific way to you?
I like, they have a lot of the like flower kind of stuff growing
Yes.
on them.
Okay, so this is actually a big deal in this game, is that the red spider lilies are being presented all throughout the trailers of this game, and this is leading people to theorize that these are kind of going to have, it's kind of going to tell us where the direction of the game is going to take place. So in Japanese culture, death and afterlife is represented through the red spider lily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. And this leads to the name of the game, which people have theorized. Silent Hill F. People have theorized that F either stands for flower or fungus, because we see on the creatures and the monsters in Silent Hill F that the flowers are taking over their bodies, similar to how you would see in like The Last of Us with the cordyceps virus.
Yes.
So I think that's pretty interesting. And I'm wondering if this story is going to deal with our character having to move on to the afterlife, if that's kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
And if they're in like a purgatory like area, which Silent Hill has always been. But I'm
Yeah.
wondering if this is actually going to be like that purgatory area. I have
Right.
one more theory with what these flowers could represent. Another theory that the red spider lilies might represent in Silent Hill F is a losing battle with a disease taking over. And, you know, we see that with the creatures having it take over their body. And then even the environment is littered with all types of flowers, not just the red spider lilies.
Yeah.
So this could represent that our main character is internally dealing with a family member or friend having a disease and slowly dying. And basically, they're having to confront this trauma in old Silent Hill fashion, to where they are fighting monsters representing this trauma. It's really cool concept.
Yeah. I've always liked Silent Hill. I've never I don't think I've ever actually played any of them. I know Silent Hill 2 maybe I like dabbled in, but I never got like far enough into it cuz I was always scared as a kid to play them. But I have always loved the designs of like the environment, the monsters they have. Like I know like Silent Hill 1 had like a lot to work with because, you know, it was running on the one of the oldest like PlayStation's like systems, you know?
Yeah.
And the way they made that work was like just super incredible. Cause like, again, going into the whole, like, we were talking about doing like a video essay, like I've done a lot of research on like Silent Hill, and I didn't realize how much like work actually went into the game development, especially not realizing that it was on the PS1, which is like, if you like take the PS1 to like what we have now, like it is literally a piece of crap. Like not that I'm calling it a piece of crap. It's just like compared to what we have now, like the systems we have now. But even then, like the PS2, like compared from like the PS1 to PS2, like the PS1 is so far behind. Like the PS2 was way ahead of its time, I feel. But
Oh yeah.
but the game developers made that work. They had the system. They did everything they could, and it ended up being a great game. And like again, the environment, the monsters, the characters, everything. Like it's really good. And like I really want to try them one day. Maybe try to remakes. But Silent Hill F is definitely on my list of games I need to try, especially horror games, because there's only a few like horror games that I'm like actually really looking forward to. Do you need to know any other type of information before playing Silent Hill F? Like, do you need to know anything before like any of the other Silent Hills, or is this just a game that you can hop into alone, like without knowing nothing?
While this does take place in the Silent Hill universe, and it is like canonically the next in the franchise, this one doesn't have any, from my understanding, it doesn't have anything you need to know prior to playing this game. And
Okay.
if you are interested in playing Silent Hill 1 and 2, 2's been remastered, which makes it super easy, and it's a really good remaster that I'm hoping to play at some point whenever it goes on sale, because it's super expensive right now. But the first one is getting a remake as well. So
Okay.
that's super exciting.
Honestly, when you said the date, I didn't realize it was coming out so soon.
Yeah, I mean, September is like right around the corner. This year has gone fast in general.
Mm-hmm. It has.
So this leads me to a question that I have for you with Silent Hill F. Talking about your own personal trauma, what would come out in the Silent Hill universe for you? What traumatizing events would personify itself in your Silent Hill?
Hot dogs and beanie weenies.
Yeah, here's a little inside lore about Jonathan. He used to eat what was it? It was the Oscar Mayer wiener.
Oscar Mayer wiener things. I don't think it was. No, it wasn't Oscar Mayer. It was the things. It was those little wiener things that came in a can, and you crack that thing open. And the thing is you're supposed to pour out the juice. And I used to.
Dog. Okay, I didn't know that.
Dude, I was a weird kid.
I knew you would eat them, and like we would like.
They're like, oh, like you.
You'd look at me. I never saw you drinking it, so this is new info to me. But
yeah, I do that one alone.
My mom would be making us food, and so we'd all have like hot dogs or something like that, and you'd have the little wiener packages, and my mom, you'd make it, and you'd be eating it, and we'd be like, "Ugh, Jonathan, what are you eating?" And you just look over and say, "It's the same as a hot dog."
A hot dog. I tried it recently. I actually tried a wiener. Those things again, like as an adult, and I like gagged eating it. Like it was nasty,
so foul.
So
it's like Spam. I've never had Spam, but
I'm cured. Like no need to worry about me anymore. I learned my lesson. Like it's not good.
I don't eat Oscar Mayer wieners anymore. That's not even what it was.
It was not even Oscar Mayer wieners. Hang on, yeah, wieners in can.
Vienna sausages.
Vienna sausages, yes.
Yeah.
Made with chicken, beef, pork, and added with chicken broth. Okay, so it was just chicken broth that I was drinking, mixed with all the other wiener stuff, but...
That's why you were like, oh, that's some tasty broth.
Yeah, it was just chicken broth. Okay, so I was like, I'm not fully insane.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, people love broth, so that makes sense.
I mean, it's like chicken noodle soup, like...
Yeah. But I mean, that's disgusting. And speaking of disgust, Jonathan, there's a new disgusting horror game coming out titled Ill, and I made a TikTok about this, and I'm so excited for it. It's the most like realistic looking. Well, I won't say it's the most realistic looking horror game, but it has very realistic vibes. So Ill. We do not know when this game is coming out, but I'm so excited for it, and I plan to make a video on it as soon as it comes out.
I'm sorry. You're going to describe what it. No, I was going to ask a question, but you're about to describe what it is. So I'm acting like I've never been here before. I was going to be like, oh, it's called Ill. Is it about sickness?
Okay, so here's the premise of it. This game is ultra realistic, and it puts you into a fort in Eastern Europe that has been taken over by monsters. A really cool part of this game is the dismemberment system. Basically, you shoot a body part on a monster, it flies off, and we've seen this before in many games. It's not like a new concept. But where this game, Ill, does it different is that whenever you shoot an arm, or I should say this first, what happens differently in this game with Ill is whenever you shoot a leg, it'll fall into the floor, and it'll start crawling towards you slower. We've seen that before. If you shoot an arm or in the body, the arm will fly off, or it'll make a hole in the body. And what's going to happen is the monster's just going to get pissed off, and it's going to come at you quicker. And so they made it to where the creatures have like feelings whenever you shoot them, and you can make them angrier, or you can just slow them down. It's pretty interesting.
Ouchie, that hurt.
And they look insane. They look like very bloated versions of humans. And it's needless to say, it's a very gory game. And it actually, interestingly, started off with two brothers making the game and has since grown into a huge project because so many people believed in it. I'm not sure if they had a Kickstarter, but people kept on seeing concepts of the game itself. And they have a huge company now building this game. And it just spanned off from two like brothers like making it, which I think is pretty cool. And their whole goal with this game is to make it a super realistic experience, and not in the sense of the graphics, but in the sense of the concepts and the environment. They've said that they want you to go into this game and come out of it feeling as though you just went through something horrific, and feeling like you barely were able to make it out, and leave you with a weird feeling in your gut. Like if you've ever seen a movie that makes you think a lot afterwards, and you just kind of feel icky.
Yeah.
This is what this game is trying to go for, which is pretty interesting.
Have you ever had a game that you came out of and you felt that kind of feeling?
I would say yes, with this is going to be a super deep cut, but also it wasn't a horror game, but it scared the crap out of me. And it kind of relates to our story of today. But I used to play The Incredibles, the first Incredibles game on PS2.
The fuck?
And one of the first levels has you go through it, and you're Mr. Incredible, and Frozone's helping you. But the entire time, you're going after Bon Voyage. I don't know if you know any of these names, but you're going after the villain Bon Voyage, and Frozone's helping you. Well, as a kid, I would kill all the characters in a level, and I didn't know where to go. So I'd just keep on running back and forth, and there's no villains left, like bad guys. And I just kept on hearing the voice lines from Bon Voyage and Frozone. And he would say, "Bon Voyage, Mr. Incredible." And I would get so freaked out by this because it's like no one's around. Everyone's gone. But you're hearing these voice lines. And it was like one of my first encounters with like something that just made me feel so uncomfy, because there's nothing going on, but it feels like something's going on.
That was not the answer I was expecting.
Hey, I gave you a good one, though.
No, that was a horrible fucking answer, because I played that exact same game and I beat that level just fine.
I didn't know where to go.
Motherfucker. All right. Anyways, I was thinking more like, hey, like, is there ever a horror game that like made you feel uncomfortable after you beat it because the ending was so weird? And I was gonna say like Outlast 2, because
No.
that was
No.
yeah.
No.
What do you mean no?
No. That one, I felt very well adjusted with that ending.
No, Outlast 1, I feel like a lot of people can understand how it ended. Unless you didn't read all the documents. Like, I don't think all that. But I think Outlast 2 is dealing with, like, again, kind of going back to Silent Hill, kind of dealing with, like, you know, something from your past that is haunting you. And it's kind of him coming to terms with, like, everything that had happened. You know, with his old friend dying, and like there's like, I think there's suggestions that he had been like sexually assaulted by like his like teachers and stuff that he was at, but like in all the fucked up shit that he just went through just to like walk out of there, and then like did he make it out? Did he die? Like whatever, because like in Outlast 1, we know what happens to our journalist. He fucking gets shot at, and the wall rider was inside of him. Like he was the host when Billy died. But Outlast 2, I feel like you don't get that. Like, and it's kind of like, it makes you feel like uneasy. It makes you feel like, I don't know. Like, it's not really like a satisfying ending. Like, both Outlasts have unsatisfying endings. And like, I like that. That's just me.
I'd say so too. Outlast 2, I think, has really interesting game design all throughout. And if you think about it too, so even, okay, RE7, Resident Evil 7, and Outlast 2, you can see I feel like you can see influence of Silent Hill everywhere because like
Oh yeah.
both of these games deal with people trying to move on from past trauma, which is super interesting that that's like what people use. I guess it is kind of used to make you feel icky afterwards.
Right.
I know people in whenever they play Silent Hill 2, they talk about it too because a lot of the creatures are like sexual in nature and deal with sexual trauma, which I think that's one that does leave me and others feeling like the majority of people feeling super icky after like seeing. And we've talked about it before. If you're going to deal with a concept like that, can you deal with it like adequately? And I think Silent Hill does that super well. I feel like they don't butcher that concept. But last thing about ill is the dead bodies. Whenever you shoot them, here's another fun thing about the gore. The gore on the ground can find itself together and create new monsters, but it doesn't happen every time. So whenever you're walking around, and you have to go back and forth a lot in this fort, you'll see puddles of the creatures you've killed, and they're not always going to come together and make a new thing, but they can. And so this is meant to make the player more paranoid, not knowing when these things are going to reanimate themselves.
Yeah.
And now Jonathan has a game to share with us.
Yeah, so it's called Outfishing. And, you know, just from the trailer, it looks, you know, just a regular fishing simulator. You're just out fishing, you're doing whatever. Like the environment looks nice. You know, you can go on a little boat, you can go anywhere to go fishing, and oh, look at that. You can cast a little net too. That looks awesome. And then you can put your fish in a cooler and you can sell them for money. You upgrade your dock. You know, you can do all these fun little things. But then nighttime comes. Ooh, spooky. And then the bodies start floating up out of the water. It's like, what's going on? And the fish start talking to you. And he's like, hey, he's coming for you.
Wait, what is this called? Say it again. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's called Outfishing.
Outfishing. Okay.
It looks like a fun concept. Like, it looks super bad. Like, not bad, but like, it looks like one of those, like, it looks like an indie game. And like, I think it looks fun to play, but I don't know if there's going to be like a whole ass, like, entire story to it.
This looks really fun. You get to like build your own dock and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think that looks super fun. It's like, it takes like what's supposed to be like a cozy game and like makes it into like a horror element. And like, I like that kind of stuff.
Dude, this looks like super fun. I wish that they had I wish that it said when it was coming out.
It is set to, it just says coming soon. So we don't know. I'm going to put it on my wish list.
Me too. I'm actually going to add that. It says one of the popular tags is story rich. So there's a story to be told here.
Yeah.
Me and you used to fish all the time, didn't we? Or you used to fish a lot, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. I used to live, I had a pond outside of my house. So I used to go fishing at it a lot.
I live on a lake now. And so I'm a vegan. So I can't be vegan and fish.
I mean,
but like
catch and release is not like, if you're like hunting, if you're like fishing and like you're like damn torturing the animals, that's different. Like, that's not fishing. You're just a dick.
I see people fishing all the time, and it brings me back to whenever I did fish and whatnot, and like, it's a fun time. It is a fun time.
We moving on to movies.
Can
I go first?
Yeah, I was about to say, do you want to?
I have two actually. I know I said I had one, but I have two. We just got a new trailer. This like just happened like I think a few days ago. We just got a new trailer for the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Woo! Woo! Yeah, we love Five Nights at Freddy's.
FNAF 2.
FNAF 2. Which is actually like not, well, I don't want to say one of the hardest games, but like it. So, side story. I had a thing on my channel where I was going to have my friend Gunner complete all the Five Nights at Freddy's games. And we got to 2, and 2 is really hard, and I think he doesn't want to do it anymore. And I'm like,
I never played 2.
2 is, dude, as he was playing it, I was like, there's so much you got to do. Like, you got to.
It's that hard?
It's just mechanically hard because you have to like wind up the music box for the puppet, and then you have to like check the lights, but you have no doors. Oh, like, and you have to keep flashing Foxy. Oh, and by the way, the mask doesn't work on Foxy. And every time you have to like check the vents, you have to check in front of you. And every time you come out of your camera, you got to like pop down your mask and make sure there's nothing there. And when you know there's nothing there, you can go back. It's so fucking like mechanically dumb. Like the first one, I thought he was going to have a hard time doing, but he actually kind of got it down pretty damn easy. The second one, though, I think he's like, I don't want to fucking do this. So who knows if that will continue. I might just upload his like failures of it and just see how that goes from there. And then maybe we'll just move on to the third one. But I just think like it, I don't know. That's just a side story. Anyways, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It is following the same cast of characters from the first one. You never watched the first one, did you?
I did not.
Honestly, okay movie. It's not like the greatest thing in the world. Like, you know, there are problems with it, obviously. But Matthew Lillard does a great job as William Afton. You don't know the lore, so you don't know who he is.
Yeah, I know who William Afton is. He's Purple Man.
Yeah, purple guy. Get it right. But yeah, no. So yeah, Josh Hutcherson's going to be coming back. This is Mike. Vanessa's going to be there. His sister, the sister's going to be there. And it's kind of going like, it's kind of like following the same story of the sister having trouble moving on from basically not having her friends anymore, who were the animatronics. And then something starts talking to her to make her come to the original location, which is where Five Nights at Freddy's 2 takes place. So you are then taken there with all of the old animatronics that were her friends, who are now withered, who are like basically torn apart and everything like that. And like Bonnie's face is literally gone, so it's just like him and his like bottom jaw, and then like just his exoskeleton. And then the toy animatronics, who look really good because everything there is made like, these are real animatronics that are actually moving and stuff. Like, they look really good. There's no CGI. Maybe there is, I don't know, I'm probably wrong. But from what I've heard, it's all like prosthetic effects, and it like looks really good. But yeah, but apparently the producer is saying that they are trying to make this one more like horror elements, because the first one wasn't really like a horror movie. It was just like, it had horror elements, but it wasn't like, I don't know. People didn't like it because they were like, it wasn't scary enough, or they thought it would have been better if it was rated R, which I agree. I think it would have been better, but also something we have to remember: Five Nights at Freddy's for kids. Like, it is clearly targeted towards kids. Well, like
people here's the deal. People would not be happy with you for saying that.
Well, let me like, well, there's a lot of things that are based for kids. Like, here's the thing. Disney movies are based for kids. That doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it as an adult, but you got to remember the target audience is kids. Five Nights at Freddy's is targeted to kids. You just got to remember that. That's really what it is. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy it as an adult. I enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm 25 years old and I like it. Like, I enjoyed the lore, I enjoyed the story. Well, not where it is now, because I know they have the whole new game, The Mimic, that apparently came out.
Yep.
Apparently a very underwhelming game.
I was going to ask you about that because I have it pulled up right here, and we hadn't talked about this game. And I don't know if they had Scott Cawthon had talked about this game coming out, or if it was just a random drop.
No, it's been in the works for a while. It's been talking about it. A lot of people knew it was coming out.
It looks interesting. I mean, they're definitely stepping into a new thing with it being a first-person survival horror game.
They did that with Security Breach, and Security Breach was not that it was bad. It had a lot of problems at launch, like that made it super buggy, which is the reason I didn't finish it. But like, I don't know. I feel like, and like Markiplier said something about, I saw a clip of him saying something on TikTok about it. He says when he first started playing Five Nights at Freddy's, it like had something special because it had something that had never been done before. And now they took that formula and they have turned it into something else, and it doesn't feel the same. Like, so I like, not to say that he doesn't enjoy it. It's just, it's different. And
Well, I'll say this much: the reviews right now for The Secret of the Mimic are very positive on Steam, both the
yeah.
recent and all the reviews.
Well,
It seems like
there's
people
a
like
there's
it.
a there's a huge cult following for the games, and like people are gonna like, obviously like you're gonna enjoy it when you only get a game like every fucking 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hate to say it like that, but that like anything's gonna
Okay.
satisfy you. But
I don't mean to.
I'm gonna say
I don't
this.
mean to cut you off with
No,
this.
yeah,
I'm a Outlast fan, and the Outlast lore, I follow that. It's pretty complex, especially with the Outlast
mhm.
trials now being a thing. And I love following that. But like, I don't even know how you're a FNAF fan at this point. The lore is just so complex, and
Yeah,
it's hard to understand.
I stopped following the lore at the end of 7, which was the custom night that you could do.
Yeah.
And like, cause like 6, I think ended the story, and 7 didn't have a quote unquote story, but it had hints to the lore of what it was happening. And I think that was like one of the perfect ways to end it. Like there's like a whole bunch of videos that explain that kind of ending. And honestly, if you want a really good video that goes deep into that kind of stuff, Wendigoon made a really good video on the entire lore. I don't know if he talks about anything after 7, but like he explains it pretty well. Game Theory obviously has like his entire timeline video, but the thing about his is like his changes every like Game Theory's changes every year. Like the lore's different. But I liked it when it was pretty simple. Like not simple, like there were still like things that you just couldn't understand, but like without actually looking into it and theorizing. But I think Wendigoon makes a really good video on that. Like if you're really interested, it's like an hour-long video. I think like maybe an hour and a half. Really recommend checking it out if you're interested.
Okay. Cool.
The movie
Yeah.
comes out sometime in December. Looks fun. I think it looks great. I'm gonna go see it. I made my fiance, who knows nothing about Five Nights at Freddy's, go watch the first one, and we thought it was just all right. Like maybe like out of 10, I'd say like for me like a 5 or a 6. Like not bad, average. It's an average movie.
I'll be honest with you, dude. I'd rather go see a movie from the Poohverse than this.
That's okay. I don't.
I don't know why. Like, I'm more interested in. I don't know why. Like the FNAF stuff doesn't interest me as much as.
It's kind of just one of those things. It's like you had to be there when it started.
I remember watching Markiplier play it, and that was probably my peak interest.
I liked watching other people play it. I think that was like what I think that's when like YouTube became like the I want to see everyone's perspective on this. That's like when it really became that. Like what was their reaction to the first jump scare? What was their reaction when this happened on this night and blah 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 blah? Or like when this like random event happened, like what did they think when this happened to them? I remember I had the demo for the longest time, and I couldn't get past night 2 because I was so scared to like not keep my doors open. But you have to, or you'll lose all the power.
I remember playing the first one whenever I was younger, and I brought my one friend upstairs to go play it with me, and I had him watch me play it a little bit, and he was like, "This isn't scary," and I'm like freaking out at this game, and he's like this kind of jockey guy, and he gets on there and he plays it, and he doesn't flinch, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, am I just a baby or something? Yeah, because I would say now, especially with me playing horror games now, I get scared pretty easily.
I like to say I don't, and then I do. Like I like play a horror game, and like especially one that's like an indie horror game, I'm like, I gotta turn down my sound on my headset.
Dude, it's the indie games that are the worst.
Yeah,
they're like
I could play because like I've played like horror games like friend slop games, as people put it, which is like your Repo, Lethal Company, all that kind of stuff. Like I could play those and like easily just be okay. Like Devour, I could play those and just have a great time. But then like I'll play like a indie horror game where it's like you're in a gas station alone. It's like, oh fuck me, dude, I don't want to play this. But dude, I can also but I can also play like Alien Isolation. I could play like Silent Hill, like all turned up. Like, but then it's like those damn horror indie games. Like it's like I think it's more because I don't want to get like jump scared.
Yeah, well, and we've talked about it before, but the Fears to Fathom games are like such a good like example of like indie horror games that are just terrifying.
Yeah, you know what else
These
is
things
terrifying?
are so scary. What?
Fear Cry, or Cry of Fear, whatever it was called.
Cry of Fear.
Cry of
I
Fear.
literally have that downloaded and I want to play it. It's an older game, right?
It is. I played it. It was fun. It was
It's
super
pretty
fun.
good?
It's good. I remember I played it young, so like 15. So,
Yeah, I bought it like so long ago and then I just never played it.
I recommend it. It's fun.
Yeah, I might have to stream it.
Sorry, we've been on Five Nights at Freddy's conversation for so long. Let's move on.
Sounds good. Next movie on the dock is Sinners. This actually came out earlier this year in June, and I went to go see this. This is a very, very, very good movie. I didn't know what to expect whenever I was going into it, and I actually ended up seeing it because I was supposed to see Bring Her Back, but me and my girlfriend decided Sinners would be a better movie to go see. And so we actually saw it, and it was amazing. So it's an American horror film that was released this year, 2025, June, and it's written, directed by Ryan Coogler. It's set in 1932 in the Mississippi Delta, and it stars Michael B. Jordan, where he plays basically his brothers. There's two brothers, and they're both twins, and it's played by Michael B. Jordan, both of them. Smoke and Stack. And they return to their hometown to start again. They've run into some bad luck in Chicago. They're going back to basically try to start a new life. I'm not going to give any spoilers for the movie since it's so new.
Thank God.
Just yet.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm like, because I have like a lot of friends that are like, it's so good. And it was either between going and seeing Sinners and Bring Her Back, and I went to go see Bring Her Back. We'll talk about that in a minute, though.
Yeah. And it's really crazy because this movie made so much money. As of June 16th, 2025, I'm sure it's gotten even more. It had grossed $276 million in the U.S. and $86 million in other areas.
Oh, wow.
And a worldwide total of almost $400 million. And it said that it needed $180 million to break even. So it's made so much profit. And okay, here's the best way I like to describe this movie. It's basically a musical horror movie, which sounds crazy, but it is. It's literally like, so I don't know if you know anything about this movie, but the entire movie is littered with songs sung by the main characters because the whole premise is that Sammy, our main character, is a blues musician, and he's going to help his brothers Smoke and Stack, who are played by Michael B. Jordan, start up this juke joint, which is their new like place you can go drink and musical acts go and play. And Sammy is going for their opening night to play some blues music for them. So throughout the whole movie, there's just songs being sung by people, and it's super cool because the soundtrack is like amazing. It's really cool. It's really nice. Music is the main component of this movie, and it was not a scary movie, but it sticks with you, and it's not a secret. This is not a spoiler. This is a vampire movie. Yeah. The whole premise of this movie is vampires coming to prey on this opening night of this juke joint. And basically they hear the music from outside and decide that they want to come in. But here's the thing. They can't come in unless they're invited. Yeah. That's the whole little vampire thing. Is that you can't
little
come in
vampire, you little gobble-ghouls.
But yeah, so I can't recommend Sinners enough. I think it's one of the best movies to come out this year so far that I've seen, and yeah, it's really good. The acting is amazing, the music is amazing, the score, because there's two. So there's a soundtrack, and then there's a soundtrack, and then there's I forget what the other one's called, but one of the orchestral music. And then another album is the actual like pop music, the blues music and the Irish music that's played in the movie. And both of them are phenomenal. I definitely recommend going and listen to them after you see the movie.
What's the next one on the docket? Bring Her Back?
Bring Her Back.
All right. So before we talk about Bring Her Back, I need to talk about Talk to Me, which is made by the same people. I cannot remember their names. I'm so sorry. I did not do my research today. That is on me.
I think it's like Rocco Productions.
Something like that. They're YouTubers. They were YouTubers, made movies. They have been on a lot of podcasts, like talking to people. They've been on like Dead Meats, they've been on Last Podcast on the Left. Like they've been on a lot of like big podcasts. And I'm gonna say this right now. I think they are some of the best directors for horror films right now. Like they have done something that I have not felt with horror films in a long time. Like the uneasy feeling, like just being uncomfortable. And you could say like, oh yeah, it's probably just like the body horror stuff, like, or like the more gory elements of it. Yeah, sure. But something about the characters is also really well done. And I remember coming out of Bring Her Back in the theaters and being like, this reminded me a lot of Hereditary, because Hereditary has a lot of like horror elements, yes, but it's about the family. It's about like you're watching it for the characters. I've said that before. And Bring Her Back that's what it is. Like I remember when you were telling me about Bring Her Back from one of our previous podcasts, I remember telling you that sounds a lot like Hereditary. And I came out of that movie like, holy shit, like this reminded me of Hereditary. Like I want more movies like that. Talk to me, Bring Her Back. I'm not going to go into spoilers for either of them because I want you to watch them. They are so good. Like I have not seen a horror movie in this long that has been like, this is good. I want to keep watching. I want to know what's going to happen next. And it's scary because so like, we know what Talk to Me is, like, we know what that's about, right? Like we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
I don't remember which podcast it was. Just kind of a brief story for anybody who doesn't know. Talk to Me is about, it's about like, it's got like 3 main kids and then like a mom. And then, but like they see this stuff on the internet of people like going to their school who are doing this like quote unquote, like possession kind of high thing where like they get possessed by a ghost and it makes them high. And it's really weird because like they have a hand that's like this, and the hand looks really good. But people have signed it because they casted it up, but like it's like a dead person's hand. Which first off, I'm like, how the fuck did you get that? They never explained that. They're just like, yo, we have it, and I'm like,
where'd that come from?
Just digging up people's hands, like, all right,
yeah.
Anyways, so it gets to a point where, you know, so like the high schoolers are trying it, and one of the high schoolers, one of the main characters, her little brother's there. He's just watching the entire time, and he wants to do it. And they have a rule where you can't go past 90 seconds. You can't be possessed for more than 90 seconds. And they come out and they're like, whoa, that was great. And they're like, well, what happens if you go past 90 seconds? They're like, well, it's kind of hard to like make the demon, like they would want to stay, and they get more fears, they get more whatever. And they basically take over their body. And they're basically saying things to like the other people because they're being possessed. But apparently to them, when they get out of it, it's like, holy shit, that felt great. Like I felt like it was a high. So they keep on doing it over and over again. And then the little boy wants to do it, and his sister's like, no, you're not going to do it. And he's like, well, I want to do it. And she's like, no, you're not going to do it. So she leaves. She goes to do something else with her fucking boyfriend. And her friend, who's the other main character, who's probably the main character, says like, he's like begging her, like, please, like, come on, like, just let me do it. And she's like, okay, but only for like 50 seconds. That's where it starts going downhill. Like, it just goes downhill from there. Anyways, Bring Her Back is about the, again, it has that family dynamic, about 2 people who just lost their dad. They didn't have their mom growing up, but they had their dad, and he died falling in the shower, and now they're being sent to like a orphanage home, or not like an orphanage home, but like a person who takes care of children. And the boy's about to turn 18, and they told him that he has to be there for a couple of months, and once he turns 18, he can then adopt his like 13-year-old sister, or have custody of her. So he just has to get through the months of being there. While they're there, she has another boy that is staying there too, and he just doesn't talk. He's very weird. And I'm gonna say this right now. He is the star of the fucking show. He does not say a goddamn word, but he is one of the best parts of the movie. Like if you know, you know. Like there are things that have happened in the movie that are just like this. I would say this movie is way more gory than Talk to Me. But like, because like this movie is like there were times in the theater that like we were watching and it finds a way to get under your skin, just make you so uncomfortable. Like it's so bad. Like I have seen it once, but I can still remember exactly what happened. And like it got to a point where like Colleen, my fiance, literally out loud, like, because something happened and like no one like looked or anything, because like that's a genuine reaction because of something that is happening. Like she had to look away.
Man,
and
that's
like
crazy.
There were parts where I was just like, I didn't know how to react, so I was just kind of laughing. Like, and I was like, damn, people probably think I'm a psychopath, but like I'm laughing because I don't know how to respond. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh shit! Oh no! Oh fuck! Like, you know, I didn't know how else to respond.
Yeah.
So like, it's very gory, very gory. Yeah. Once you get to that cantaloupe scene, goes downhill from there. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like it's pretty cool that a movie can like have that reaction, give people that reaction.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's pretty cool.
But again, not going into spoilers. It's a very good movie, but it also, like, what I like is that it doesn't answer all the questions, because again, we come back to how did they get that hand, or in the Bring Her Back, like there are tapes that are being shown. How did they get the tapes? We don't know. What are the tapes from? We don't know. Okay, like that's okay. Like that's literally how it is. But again, both great movies. I enjoyed both of them, and I think that these guys are going to be the top dogs for horror movies, like coming forward. Like what Jordan Peele has done for thriller movies, like for like thriller horror movies, I think these guys are like the guys, like to bring a very good following to horror movies again.
Mm-hmm.
Like they love talking about like how the movie made people feel and stuff, and it's just like it's so good. Like Talk to Me is a really, like, I honestly, if you ask me, I absolutely recommend watching Talk to Me and then Bring Her Back. They're not correlated in any type of way, but like I think if you can't handle Talk to Me, I don't think you can handle Bring Her Back.
I'm gonna have to watch both. I'll probably watch Talk to Me first just to get it in that order.
It's on Netflix.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, and Bring Her Back. I don't know if it's on streaming services yet, because again, I watched it in theaters, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to check it out.
I've got one more movie, and this one, oh, Taylor, this one's a surprise. I actually have a video for this one too, but we'll get to that in a minute. So there has been a movie floating around that when I first heard of this movie, I didn't know what to think of it because it has a really weird title. And I only wanted to bring this up on the podcast not because it has a lot of horror elements, but because of the animation. And again, when I first heard of this movie, I didn't know what to think of it. But you might even hear this movie and you might not even know what it is, or you're gonna know what it is, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, why are we talking about this?" This movie is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't escape this. I cannot escape this.
Taylor,
my girlfriend recently watched this. Won't stop talking about it. People. Say what you want. I don't care. I'm done with K-pop. You say what you want, Jonathan.
That's okay. Because Taylor, I'm going to tell you this right now. I didn't think I'd like it. I watched it because I had a friend who gave us, the person who gave us our cat, was really obsessed with it. He came over. He was like, "Bro, this movie's good. We should watch it." And I was like, "All right, we'll wake up in the morning and we'll watch it." We watched it. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I think the reason I enjoyed it is because I have a special place in my heart for animation. And I think recently there has been a conversation that has not been had by people who are obsessed with Disney films, that Disney doesn't feel like they care about animation anymore. And like, as someone who loves, like, you know, Disney movies, like growing up, I can go back and watch them. Disney has not been giving that same love for some of their movies. Like, I think like the last good movie that we had by like Disney was Encanto. But like the other animation studios who have been on the sidelines are stepping up, making really good movies, which I'm talking about DreamWorks and I'm talking about Sony Animations. Like, Sony Animations has recently come out with We Are the Millers. I'm sorry, that is not what it is. Mitchell's versus the Machines, which I haven't seen yet, but I've heard really good things about it. They came out with the Spider-Verse stuff, and they're doing really good on that kind of stuff. And they recently, then with this new one, K-Pop Demon Hunters, DreamWorks has recently come out with The Wild Robot, The Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and like, these are movies that actually feel like they have heart and soul to them, with a good story, good animation, and it's just, that's what I wanted to really talk about with it. And I thought it was like, I'm saying it's like horror related because like demons, I guess, I don't know. But like, it's still a really good movie when you have a story that you can tell in an hour and a half that has like characters you care about, really good like animation, and with this one you get really good music, you know.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said about the state of animation and whatnot. So I think it's a very relevant conversation.
Yeah, and also I watched. So like, I recently went to I recently went to Minnesota. And on my way to Minnesota, I actually watched a movie called Flow, which is I thought it was an indie film. I think I was wrong, but it was a animation movie that won a lot of awards in 2024, and it's literally just about a cat, and there's like environmental story where it's like there's no words, there's nothing, it's literally just animals, and there's something happening into the world, and they're just going about it, and it shows like they're realistic. And honestly, like, it's a movie that like, it's good, like it's really good. Like, I think it's very well animated, very well put together. But you know, with the no talking, I feel like that's going to turn a lot of people away, and that's like something a lot of people are not going to watch. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was one of my favorite cat films. I guess, I don't know, not like not my favorite, but I really enjoyed it. With K-Pop Demon Hunters, the music is actually like really good to a point where it actually broke a lot of fucking records, especially for the K-pop community, because like, we all know who BTS is. You know BTS, right?
Yep.
It broke a fictional band broke records that BTS has set for years. That's crazy. It was it had 2 songs that were number 1 and number 2 worldwide on Spotify.
Dang.
And we're actually about to listen to the number 1. We're actually going to watch the music video for it.
Oh God.
Have you seen anything from this movie?
Yeah, I watched a couple clips with Cameron because she was watching it beside me, and I like looked over.
So for anybody who doesn't know, or for anybody, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna skip after we finish it, but we're gonna watch the video for Your Idol, which is the ending basically. But like, it's the boy band that's demons, and they're basically possessing their crowd into feeding their souls into their leader.
So we just listened to, is it called Your Idol?
Your Idol.
Your Idol, from K-Pop Demon Hunters, and that song, I've never seen the movie, but I know that song's popping off right now.
You know, probably the 2 songs that are really popular are that one and Golden. Yeah,
it's popping off right now, and the animation's super great. The if every single person in my life who I know does not stop telling me about this movie. I'm just gonna have to give it and watch it at some point because like every single person who I
will
know
say
will not stop talking
the
about
title does not do it justice whatsoever. Like the title's so like I was like, come on, like give it a little. So K-pop Demon Hunters, that doesn't sound good. No one's.
That's a crazy title.
That's a crazy title. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really like know K-pop like that. Like I don't really care for it. But again, I mean, I have a special place in my heart for animation. So
yeah, no, it's great. It's great. And I think it's very relevant to the state of like movies and whatnot anyways, like to talk about. Like I think it's important.
But I think it just shows the fact that like when you create like because people are like it's so hard to create something new. And then they did, and it's like growing the charts on Spotify. It's probably gonna win like a whole bunch of like awards at like the Oscars and stuff. Like it's just I don't know, man. Like and then all the voice actors like who are actually like the voice actors are the ones singing for the choreography. I think they actually had people go over the choreography to make sure because they didn't want to animate something that like couldn't be done. So it's real. So like all the stuff that you saw, all the dancing, that's stuff that people could do.
I wonder if they use like motion tracking to do that or something.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. Like I really like it because again, I have a special place in my heart for animation. I've said that like fucking 4 times now, but like it's true. Like it's just you can make. Again, it's going back to that like conversation we had with Five Nights at Freddy's. While yes, it's targeted towards kids, adults can still enjoy it. You know, like that's a movie that I think a lot of adults are very interested in, and like the soundtrack itself, the whole movie itself, really good. I just made you like you just watched like the ending, like kind of towards the ending, like the third act.
Yeah.
But it's again, it's a really good movie. I recommend it. I know a lot of people are probably, and I knew it was probably going to be a situation where like people in your life are probably talking about this because I know you teach kids.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are probably like in your ear about it all the time. But
oh my gosh, yeah.
But Colleen hasn't seen it, but she likes some of the music from it. So, but like honestly, once you got all the music, you don't really need anything else from it. But that's all I got from it.
No, it's definitely something I think deserves recognition just because of the merits of what they're doing. Anytime like Spider-Verse, amazing movies. Animation is like crazy good. But
going into, I'm not going to talk too much about this because you know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. I just know the lead up that's happening to it. The last movie that I have is actually a movie that's coming out into theaters here pretty soon that we just got to announce a date for. Is the new Demon Slayer new Demon Slayer movie that's coming, which is going to be the final act of Demon Slayer. It's going to be a 3-part movie, so there's going to be 3 movies, a trilogy. And apparently from what people are saying, apparently the animation quality is stepping up to a whole new level, which if you don't know anything about Demon Slayer's animation, it has an unlimited budget and it is insane. Like it looks like the last season that just released looked like photorealistic at some points.
You've seen it, right?
I've seen all of it.
Okay.
Not the movie. The movie comes out in September.
No, I should probably watch that because I've been looking for a new good show to get into.
Definitely something I'm looking forward to. But I'm not going to go too much into it because you know nothing about Demon Slayer. So
no, still super interesting. I'm excited. I need to get into Demon Slayer because I need to get into something. So good. Last anime I watched was Chainsaw Man.
Really? Did you like that?
I mean, I don't know.
We'll do this.
It's okay.
We'll do this. We'll do a watchathon. We'll just watch Demon Slayer and then we'll get you ready for the movie. Don't you?
We do need to watch more movies together. We need to watch Get Out.
There is actually something I wanted to talk about because we talked about AI. You know, you said you did not like AI, right?
I think AI can be fine. I think it has environmental impacts that are pretty bad, and I also think that a lot of YouTube Shorts and TikTok is becoming AI slop.
Well, how do you feel about AI being in like movies,
Bad, very bad.
like movies produced by, you know, big companies.
I think that that's pretty screwed up because um, a lot of times AI does pull from the great pool of the internet, and all of the work that has been created by smaller creators as well is basically stolen, and jobs are lost from those who would usually work on movie sets.
Yeah. So this is something we need to talk about then. Weapons, who is being made by Warner Brothers, is being claimed to use AI in one of their trailers.
Goodness.
And we're going to watch it right now. And you can
I was super excited about this movie.
I know, and I am too, but I am really upset that this is.
I didn't know about this.
Huh?
I didn't know about this.
Yeah. So this is a trailer that's like, it's supposed to be a kid's drawing, but what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna play it. I'm actually gonna have it turned down or just turned off.
Okay.
And I'm gonna play the playback speed to like 0.05, and just watch the people. Just watch, like with these drawings that you see right here. Just watch the guys, like the people walking. This is where a lot of people are starting to speculate, like,
yeah, because no animator would actually do that.
This was framed by, and like the people walking, like, look, this person turns into two people and just like forms out of nowhere.
That's definitely AI. Like
it just looks like super, I don't know, the legs and like everything moving, it looks like it was interpreted like. So have you ever seen those videos? This is totally off topic. Have you ever seen those videos that was like what would this video look like if it was in 4K, like 4K, like 250 FPS, blah 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 blah, like 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Like, what does animation movie would look like if it was this, like, kind of, what would this animation video look like if it was at 60 frames per second, blah 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 blah. What they're doing is they're putting a movie clip. So let's just use the clip Mulan. They're taking the movie clip like from Mulan that is drawn on 24s, which is 24 frames per second, and they're putting it into an AI, and they're telling the AI to fill in the gaps to be 60 frames per second. And it's causing those like like weird, and that's what it looked like it was doing. Like it made like the picture. It's like, hey, this is what this guy is supposed to be doing. Fill in the gaps for me.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like it's doing. And honestly, I'm gonna suggest another video. If you want to really know a good video, Noodle on YouTube made a video talking about framing, and he talks about animation and why it's so important and why AI is never going to take over animation. He made a very good video about it. It's very informational. I recommend it. But that's just what it reminded me of. I'll send Taylor the link to put in the description. So we'll have the description for the other video I talked about, the Winnegoon, Five Nights at Freddy's, and then we'll have Noodles animation video down there.
Yeah. And here's what we'll do. Let's not talk about weapons yet, because I want to see if this drama with the AI stuff blows over, or whatever it is, if we fully see what they're doing here.
I think it was something. I think it was something I want to see it, but at the same time, like, now I don't want to support anything that uses AI. Like, and I think there's good AI and there's like bad AI.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was gonna say. I think that there's tools you can use
when you put in animation. Come on, you know?
Yeah, because like I've used AI to try to make a picture a little bit better. Like,
right.
So
I'm sorry, it's always animators. It feels like, or story writers.
No.
Fucking
no, for sure. It's going to be the creatives first that lose their jobs.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, that's all I got for that one, man. Like,
okay,
that's like, we talked about weapons, and like I wanted to talk about that. Like, the movie looks really good, the concept looks really good, but I feel like I'm not going to support a movie that blatantly uses AI, especially in a fucking trailer.
We'll get back into this one next time, just to kind of provide an update on what's going on with it. Cool. Do you have any other movies?
Nope. That's it.
Well, we have our scary story of today. This scary story is... Our scary story of today is coming back from old internet. It is titled JVK1166z.esp. This is a video game creepypasta that is actually from the Elder Scrolls community, and it is talking about a mod in Morrowind, a Morrowind mod. So it's pretty interesting, and I think it kind of connects with like some of the liminal space stuff that we've talked about here on the channel. Also, it does connect with my incredible story earlier, so I'm excited to get into that.
I got it pulled up. I'm ready.
Here we go, starting with, it's basically the title is a file name, JVK1166z.esp. Some people might recall the momentary buzz caused in 2009 by a particularly odd Morrowind mod. The file name was JVK1166z.esp. It was never posted on any of the larger Elder Scrolls communities, only smaller boards and role-playing groups. I know in a few cases, rather than being posted, it was sent via PM or email to chosen few. It was only up for a few days, to the best of my knowledge. It caused a buzz because it was a virus, or it seemed to be. If you tried to load the game with the mod active, it would hang at the initial load screen for a full hour and then crash to the desktop. If you let it go that far, your install of Morrowind, along with any save files you had, would become completely corrupted. Nobody could figure out what the mod was trying to do, since it couldn't be opened in the construction set. Eventually, warnings were distributed not to use it if you found it, and things died down. About a year later, in a mod board I used to frequent, someone popped up with the mod again. He said he was private messaged by a lurker who deleted his account immediately following the sending. He also said that the person advised him to try playing the mod through DOS box. For some reason, this worked, sort of. The game was a bit laggy, and you couldn't get into options, load game, the console, or really anything else, other than the game itself. The quick save and the quick load hot buttons worked, but that was it. And the quick save file seemed to be just part of the game file, so you couldn't get at it anymore. Some speculated that the changed game used the older graphics renderer, making the DOS box necessary, but it didn't look any different. This part I can speak about from my personal experience. When you start a new game in JVK, as the board came to call it, once you leave the starting bit in the census office and come into the game proper, the first thing you notice is that the prophecy has been severed box pops up. This is because every single NPC having to do with the main quest is dead, with the sole exception of Yurgrim Bargum, the last of the Dwemer. Their corpses never despawn, so you can go check on all of them. In effect, you begin in a world that is doomed to start with. So, what we're getting here so far is an explanation of this mod, this virus thing, and people can't load it up. But they start getting to be able to run it up through this certain like DOS box server thingy. And so now they're able actually to load up the game, and they're able to see what this virus actually has in store for them.
Spooky.
The second thing you notice is that you're losing health. It's only a bit, but it keeps happening a little bit at a time. The longer you stay in one place, the quicker it seems to occur. If you let this health loss kill you, you'll find the cause, a figure we came to all call the Assassin, because he seems to wear a retextured version of the Dark Brotherhood armor from Tribunal. Even though the expansions don't work in JVK, it's all black, completely untextured, and he's just a hole in space. The way he moves, he gave me quite a start. The first time I saw him scuttling around my dead body, he crawls inhumanely on his hands and his feet. His arms and legs splayed out like a spider, you'd usually only see him after death, crawling around and over your body just before the reload box popped up. Occasionally, you could catch a glimpse of him darting around a corner or crawling on the wall or ceiling. It made the game very difficult to play in the dark. That's actually kind of terrifying. Like, your health just keeps on going down, and then it's just like, and there's no other main characters, and then this assassin thing keeps on like crawling around like spider form.
It's insane.
Other than that, the only noticeable difference is at night. At random intervals, every NPC in the game will go outside for a few minutes. During this time, the only thing that they will say when hailed is,
"Watch the sky."
Once they return to their normal behavior, they act regularly though. After a while, a player on the board discovered a new NPC named Terrace, a male, Doomer, in the Temple of Ghostgate. Two things are noticeable about this NPC. First is his robe, a unique article of clothing that was lovingly rendered with twinkling stars all across it, looking like a torn off chunk of the night sky. The second is that all of his dialogue, in addition to showing up in his dialogue box, is voiced. You can skip it if you wish, but it sounds like it's in the default male Doomer voice. Some people said that they thought his voice was slightly different, but it was a very, very good imitation. I won't go into details, but the questline he sends you on has to do with a dungeon referred to simply as the Citadel. Up until this point, the quests were all of the fairly generic discover the secrets of the ancients type. The entrance to this dungeon is on a small island far to the west of Morrowind proper. I eventually discovered that if you used a scroll of Inkaran flight at the westernmost point of the main landmass and jumped directly west, you'd end up almost exactly at the island. Even though the dungeon is called the Citadel, it goes straight down. It dwarfs any other dungeon, both in size and difficulty. From a natural cave area, you'll proceed down into the ancestral tomb looking area, then a Daedric ruin area, then a Dwemer ruin area. I made it down to the Dwemer ruins before I quit. The creatures here were so strong that a level 20 character would have to take care, since you can't use the console in JVK. Level 20 took a while to get to. Since quick save and quick load are your only options, it's all too easy to get yourself into an impossible situation too. I did, and I just didn't have the energy to start over. So far, we're finding our main character, our main guy who's playing this game, is in Morrowind. There's no characters aside from this assassin that kills you if you stand in place for too long. And he gets this quest from a character who actually has voice lines, but they're slightly off. And he's taken to this island called the Citadel. It's a dungeon. Mm-hmm. And as he's going down deeper and deeper, the creatures are just too hard. And he's too lazy to go start over and like level up some more so he can fight them.
Oh, yeah. The problem, like what this is kind of reminding me of, not the problem. What this story is reminding me of is the old, I don't remember exactly what it was called. It was a story about, it was a video story about, it was about one of the Legend of Zelda games. It was about I think it was about the Ocarina of Time.
Ben Drowned?
Ben Drowned, yes. Yeah. That's kind of what this reminds me of a little bit, where like, or just honestly, like any type of like horror like game, like creepypasta, or like or just like any game creepypasta. Like there's like a Pokemon one. There's a lot of them.
Lavender Town.
Lavender Town. Lavender Town's is not. I don't know. That music is now like played all over TikTok. I'm like, I forgot that was a creepypasta.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if this actually, what horror elements it uses past like the creepy assassin that crawls in a spider formation.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty good visual. That's a pretty interesting one in general. What I'm telling you now is based on the testimony of those few who went further, past the Dwemer ruins. You apparently find yourself in a level like the Dwemer ruins, but darker. Rather than the usual bronze of all the surfaces, including those of the creatures, are black. The sounds of machinery are loud here, and grow louder still, randomly. There's also steam or fog everywhere, limiting your vision to about 10 in-game feet or so. If you can make it through all of this, you will reach a room at the end of the hall. Those who found it called it the portrait room. Like the fire and torches or other effects in the early 3D games, this room has picture frames that always face directly at you, no matter how you look at them. The images in the frames are always randomly chosen images from your My Pictures folder. On the board, the ones who got to this point had some fun posting screenshots of the portrait room with various pictures in the frames, usually porn, of course. Am I crazy? Who just has their photo albums? Am I crazy?
No, that's insane.
That's kind of weird.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. At the end of the hall was another locked door. After admitting defeat and returning to Tyrus, he could be found saying,
"Watch the sky,"
in his gravelly voice. What's more, nobody else in the game would say anything. Talking to them would present a completely blank dialogue box with no options at all. They wouldn't even rattle off the usual canned audible greetings. The only exception was at night. Whenever they'd go out for a few minutes, they'd repeat it.
"Watch the sky."
At this point,
Probably not how they're saying it.
I like to think that's how they're saying it now. At this point, one of the players, a friend of mine from the board, noticed, and the few others who got this far agreed, that the night sky was no longer the usual night sky of Tamriel. It had changed to a depiction of a real night sky, and it moved. From this point on, everything is based on what this one person reported. Eventually, he got himself kicked from the board, but I kept in contact with him for as long as he responded. According to him, based on the constellations and the planets, the sky started around February 2005. If you died, loaded, or went back to the Citadel, it would start over. When the usual day sky graphics took over, the movement would be suspended until the stars appeared again. In the space of a single night, everything would move about 2 months worth. Since the timescale of JVK was more or less that of the standard game, that meant that a bit less than an hour was equal to a 24-hour period. That's actually pretty cool that it's like representing the true sky, and it's showing that there's like something actually like much more than a virus is going on in the game. So that's our first like jump into that, because so far all of this could just be coded in to be like a virus messing with someone. He became convinced that the door would open based on some kind of celestial event. Of course, waiting for that meant leaving the game running. Of course, that meant that the game couldn't be left unattended. Thanks to our old friend the assassin, my friend decided he'd hang out for the whole day just to see if anything happened. That would be about a year's worth of movement. Here's the post he made at the end of his experiment. Okay, so wait, I'm so sorry to keep on stopping us.
No, you're fine.
He's trying to create this experiment to like, and he can't not move, so he can't just stay AFK. He has to sit there at the computer and move, or the assassin will get him. That sucks. Also, who cares that much about like this is definitely for the unemployed.
I loaded in Satanine, where it all starts. It wasn't too bad. Just had to check in and out to move around and heal to make sure I wasn't dying. But check it out. 24 hours exactly in, the assassin learns a new trick. He screams. I was reading, and all of a sudden, the crazy loud screech just about makes me crap myself. It was like something out of a horror movie. I look up, and there he is, just crouched down right in front of me. Of course, the second I moved the character, he ran off. When I went back down to the portrait room, the door was still locked. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
A bit later, he came to the decision that he needed to wait 3 days, 3 years. His reasoning was that the private message advising us to try DOS box showed up in February of 2008. That was the point he needed to get to.
After the first shriek, the assassin stopped hitting you out of nowhere. Now he'll shriek, and if you don't move for a few seconds after that, he hits you. I think whoever made the mod is trying to help. At night, I've got my headphones on and I'm just kind of dozing off. When he wakes me up with his shriek, I jiggle the mouse and I'm good.
That post was 2 days in from his laptop once it was over. Hey, I'll save this, dude.
Yeah.
This is actually kind of crazy too, because it's like he's sitting here trying not to fall asleep, and anytime he hears the assassin shriek,
Yeah.
that's what jolts him awake. That's like pretty terrifying.
Yeah. So maybe I'm just confused. Is it a situation where like if he dies in the game, like he's gonna like just die, or like?
No, I think he just wants to get to the point of February 2008 because he believes that that's when he will. Let me go back a little. He basically said that the DOS box showed up in February 2008, so he got the file sent February 2008. He thinks that in game he needs to get from 2005 to 2008, which every day in the game lasts 1 hour. So he's having to sit there for like a long time.
So his next post starts with fuck. So fucking done. So I waited 3 days, right? And right after a fucking assassin made me jiggle my mouse, he shrieks again. So I look and everyone in the town is outside. They're all saying, "Watch the sky." I don't see anything though, but then in the game started getting dark, like really dark. I turned the brightness all the way up on my monitor and I can barely see. There are other people in the game, little figures running around in the distance, just going back and forth. If I try to get close, they run off. Now I'm trying to sleep, so the lights were off, and this is kind of creepy. I didn't want to turn the lights on because I didn't want to miss anything, but nothing fucking happens. Eventually I go to the Citadel. It was still dark, so I swam, and the whole time I could see these guys swimming around me, just barely there. I make it to the Citadel, and it's normal light inside, and I get worried. Sure enough, the portrait door is still fucking closed. I go outside, and it's all starting over. So that's it. I'm fucking going to bed. I'm fucking done. The end.
What do you think is going to happen to him now that he's logging off, though?
Yeah,
like
so
you had mentioned, do you think it's going to kill him? Like he's been in it for so long.
Right.
Do you think something might happen to him?
I feel like he's going to start seeing things in like his dreams or something, or like when you're so obsessed with something, you start like hearing it in your head, or like something, like just the obsession of like going back and finishing what you started, you know?
Yeah. Or do you think like the longer you stay in there, the longer it starts to infect your brain with itself, like the virus itself? It could be that.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Let's keep reading and figure it out.
After that, 2 things happen. First, someone else who got to the portrait room claimed that the assassin was showing up in his regular Morrowind game. Ooh. Quick explanation. If you reinstalled Morrowind to a different folder, you could just have the normal Morrowind install along with the JVK. He himself chalked it up to an overactive imagination at first, but he reported a couple of really big scares with the black figure crawling right at him, or just seeing it waiting just around the corner before scuttling off. After those who reached the portrait room started a regular Morrowind game, but never saw him for sure, it was just a couple of maybes, late at night and always at a distance. The second is that my friend started getting really abusive and short-tempered on the board. Though he stopped talking about the JVK entirely, it got so bad that he was soon kicked off. I didn't hear anything from him for a couple weeks after that, so I sent him an email. This was part of his reply.
I know I shouldn't have, but with classes out, I have some time. So I started JVK up again. It's almost 2011, and I think I've got the sleep madness. But stuff is happening. It's still dark. Once it gets dark, it never gets any lighter. It stays like that. The people moved a few months ago. Everyone in Saint Denis went to that little bandit camp and moved in. They killed the bandits inside, and now they're just standing around inside. They don't say anything anymore. They don't say anything when you click on them. I quick saved and killed one, and he just stood there until he died without fighting back. And it's like that everywhere. Since the quick travel people are in the caves now too, but all the cities and towns are destroyed. Their people are in caves and tombs. Everyone in Vivek is down in the sewers. I'm going to Ghostgate next. I want to see if Tyrus is still there. I'll tell you what he has to say when I get there.
I replied and said I wanted to see what he said too. And I waited a day. When I didn't get a reply, I mailed him again, and a couple hours later, he sent back.
Sorry, I totally forgot. So it's 2014 now. And since it's always night, the stars are always moving. The whole screen is dark, but you can see the brightest star moving around. Tyrus was gone. Everyone in Ghostgate was gone, but I don't know where they went. They're not in any of the nearby caves, but there's new stuff. People don't say anything, but their eyes are bleeding. So it's just dark. It's so dark that even a light spell, you have to get right up against them to see. But there are little dark streaks coming down on their eyes. I think I gotta be getting close. I know this is stupid, and there's no way the payoff is going to be worth it, but I just want to be able to say I stuck it out.
I got that one during the day. Later that night, I received a follow-up email.
Some of the plants aren't moving right. It's pissing me off. If this keeps up, I won't be able to keep track anymore. It's almost 2015 now. I think, fuck, you know? I just noticed that there aren't any monsters anymore either. I'm completely alone outside now. The main quest people's bodies are still laying around, though I went to check on them. I don't need headphones anymore, so I just leave them off. When he shrieks, it's like he's screaming right into my ear. I think I even kinda anticipate it. He's around a lot more now, a lot closer. He's different from the other people who started showing up. Remember? They keep running around where I can barely see them. I have to admit, it's pretty creepy at night. Sometimes, when I go to the bathroom or whatever, I swear I can see something out of the corner of my eye. I'm keeping all the lights on now.
So it is happening in real life.
I'm like, it's starting to like get in his head and like, it's just kind of like taking over him.
I think this might be one of my first correct predictions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know. I sent him a letter, jokingly telling him to get some real sleep, and left it at that. 2 mornings later, I found this in my email. It was the last thing I got from him. After it, he stopped responding completely.
I just got up from a fucked up dream. I think the assassin shrieked at me, and when I opened my eyes, he was right there, crouching over me. His arm and his legs were longer, more like a spider's. I tried pushing him away, but when I touched him, my hands went inside and I couldn't get them loose again. Like he was made of tar or something. Then I woke up, I thought he was gone. But when I looked at the monitor, I wasn't where I was. I was in the Corpusarium in Yagrum.
These names are so funny.
With Yagrum. I mean, it's Elder Scrolls names.
Yeah.
For once, the light was okay. I could see him all bloated on those mechanical spider legs. I sat down at the computer and he started talking to me. Not in a box, but literally talking to me. In Tyrus's voice. He knew things about me. He told me things that I have never told anyone, and some things I totally forgot about. He told me that almost nobody has made it this far, and that the door would open up soon. I just had to hang on a little longer. He said I'd know when it was time. He said I might be the first one to see what was inside. And then I woke up for real, but I was at the computer. I wasn't where I was. Right now, I'm swimming out to the Citadel Island, and I can hear his tapping. It's at my window. It's over on the left. So I'm sending you this because I left my laptop on my bed to the right. Just a little tap, 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 tap. Like he's knocking his finger against a glass. I might still be dreaming now.
I guess that's the end of the story. I know there are a few other tales floating around about this mod, but this is the only one I know is true as far as it goes. I deleted my JVK copy of the game pretty much right after I gave up, but I'd like to get the mod again. If anyone still has a copy of the file, I want to see some of this for myself. And that's the end. That's the end.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty creepy image of like he's sitting there playing the mod, and then like right out to his window is this spider assassin thing like tapping on his window.
Yeah. And I wonder if it was like a situation where it's like the game's like kind of starting to like either A, get in his mind, or B, like it's actually like coming out to him, you know?
Yeah, and we have an image here, which I'm going to throw up on screen, of the spider assassin thing. Yeah, I can tell you, with as much as Herobrine scared me whenever I was a kid, this would have scared the crap out of me whenever I was playing like Skyrim.
Yeah.
If I had read this as a kid, this probably would have really freaked me out. I don't know about you. Were you scared by any of these types of things back in the day?
I would say there was one. There was like a image creepypasta that of Pokemon of the I don't know if it was a creepypasta actually. I think it was just like a glitch that the old like Game Boy had where like a Pokemon would come and it was like super disformed. It was like just like purple and gray pixels. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, where the Pokemons disappeared?
Like just like no, they're just like disformed like
Disformed. Oh, that scared you as a kid?
yeah, like that. There was a creepypasta I swear that used to be around that.
Yeah, no. I'm sure that was like they use that.
Missingo?
If you're an audio listener, it's basically like your main character in the battle format, and it says at the bottom in the dialogue box, "Wild missing no dot appeared," and it's just a pixelated version of a Pokemon.
I don't know if it was a glitch. I think it was a glitch. I don't think it was a creepypasta, but that like freaked me out as a kid because I was like, I wouldn't want to run into that.
Yeah, yeah. And we played so much Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, very fun, very fun. I love video game creepypastas. They're fun because it's just such an interesting thing that's like a new medium. But other than that, anything else from you, Jonathan, today?
Oh, that's it.
Is there a recommendation? I've asked you like the past 3 times if you have a recommendation for everyone.
Do you have a recommendation?
Do I have a recommendation? I do have a recommendation. I actually just made a short/TikTok about this too. It's called Who's at the Door? It is a new horror game that is an anomaly-like game where you basically are in your house and you have to find different anomalies that are happening while dealing with psychosis. And these different creatures are coming to the door offering you psychosis meds, and you're having to take them at the right time from the right people, or else they'll jump scare you. It looks super fun. The faces are pretty creepy and whatnot.
Is it available now?
Yeah, it's available now. It just came out.
What's it called?
Not but last week. Who's at the door?
Who's at the door? Oh, I see.
And people love it right now.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll probably play this.
Yeah, people love it. It's only $5.
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
But yeah, I definitely recommend it. Also, it does use AI images in game. The paintings on the wall, I believe, are AI images. Just gonna put it out there. I don't think that that's as egregious if it's by an indie developer. I don't really care.
I know, but still, it sucks. But you know, it's whatever. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have anything else for the people, John?
No, sir. I do not.
Thank you all so much for joining us today, and I hope you got spooked out by something we talked about, or there's a new video game or movie you'd like to check out. With all that being said, thank you so much. Look out for some brand new video essays and reactions that me and Jonathan have on this channel. They're shorter form videos, but yeah, we post them. And go check out JDJ619. It's Jonathan's channel. He posts gaming compilations of him and his friends doing funny things. And I don't know, are you looking to get into the video essay world?
Probably on your channel, or probably on this channel, not mine.
Sounds good. Well, look forward to that. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much, and I hope you have a good one.
Goodbye.
Go watch horror movies.
Watch horror movies.